it's all systems go, it seems, for this Biden administration at the moment. Now meeting, as you just heard, with Dr. Anthony Fauci. Well, his administration is meeting with him anyway. And then you've got Kamala Harris. She is announcing her team as well. A lot of old picks from Bill Clinton's administration.
Yes, and also President Obama's. And, you know, these are people that I guess they're familiar with. And so many people are saying that this is like a third term of President Obama. So no real surprises. Whether or not they get all their picks through the Senate is another question.
Yeah, that is true. OK, as for Donald Trump, he's heading to Georgia this weekend. It's the Senate runoff, and all the Republicans need to do is pick up one rather, and then they're going to have control of the Senate. Where is the race at the moment? Does it seem likely that they will be able to at least pick up one of those two races, Miranda?
Well, I mean, you would have banked on it a couple of weeks ago because they basically won the race on the November 3 election, but it's just Georgia's particular laws expect you to win by a larger margin, so they have to redo these races, and they're running up against a couple of very left-wing candidates. So you'd think they would win, but unfortunately what's happening at the moment is Republicans in Georgia are tearing each other apart. So the Trump campaign is alleging all kinds of voter fraud. The Republican governor and the Secretary of State who's in charge of running that election said, no, it was a very clean election, leave us alone, stop harassing us. There are now, you know, Rudy Giuliani's taken his show down there, and a lot of allegations of voter fraud. I mean, just this morning they've released some footage of some mysterious suitcase that was dragged out from under a table in the dead of night with some ballots brought out. You know, they have a lot of evidence like that, you know, people's testimony of what they think they saw, videos that look suggestive and suspicious, but so far nothing really that concrete. And we're talking about several states. Now, today's a little bit different. In Nevada, they actually have the opportunity, the Trump campaign, to go before a judge and have a hearing. And this is important because it means that these witnesses will have to testify under oath, and they will have to provide evidence that is sufficient to convince a judge, a court, that this should go further. So, you know, it's a chance for them to put their money where their mouth is. But like all the allegations and all the angst that's going on about this election, it means that almost half of America, 47%, does not trust that that was a legitimate election, and 75% of Republican voters, but even 30% of Biden voters think it's a bit fishy.
But I mean, yeah, it may be a bit, but it's not a lot, though, is it? Definitely not enough to stick. I wouldn't have thought that you've got these areas of fraud that may well have happened. You've got a couple of isolated examples of dead people who may have voted as well, but it's certainly not enough to overturn this election.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that the dead people and so on certainly isn't enough. The argument they're trying to make, and, you know, it had some validity, but they should have done something about it before the election, and that is that this broad-scale mail-in ballot situation that was caused by COVID, mail-in ballots are notoriously prone to fraud. It's why most OECD countries do not have mail-in ballots. France just banned it a while ago. You can't have broad-scale mail-in balloting without some real security, extra security on signatures and so on, and that doesn't seem to have happened in a lot of these states. And so I guess there's some criticism of that, but Donald Trump was talking about this for months before the election, and it's just, you know, a judge said just last week, well, why didn't you fix this before the election? It's no good coming to me now. You know, it's only a week or so until the final deadline at which, you know, the electors meet and choose the president. So I don't really think that they've got a lot of time. And you've also had Bill Barr, the Attorney General, who is, you know, a man of great integrity and sense, you know, a sensible person. And he's come out and he's told the president that they have found no evidence, the Department of Justice, of wide-scale voter fraud enough to have changed the outcome of the election.
Yeah.
So that should be where it stays, but it's not. People are now attacking Bill Barr.